If you own a pet, you know that companionship can come with unwelcome surprises. Despite our best efforts to keep them safe, accidents can still happen. But basic first aid could help save your pet's life. Io Elise is in Portland and introduces us to a veterinarian providing pet owners with solutions to be prepared during an emergency.
This is Scooby. Scooby is one of our assisted therapy canine. I really love when people take this class and seeing their reactions during the class of, I'm just really excited to learn more. I'm excited to know that I shouldn't panic anytime something happens with my pet. So we're going to start at the toes, and we're going to overlap by about 50%.
Dr. Sarah Tauber is a veterinarian with Dove Lewis who, in addition to her hospital duties, teaches a pet first aid class. The class goes over a variety of topics like when to take your pet to the vet, how to bandage them up if needed, and what you should do in the most common pet emergencies.
I'd say the most common thing that we see are the GI cases, the vomiting and the diarrhea. One of the first things that I recommend is to do just a short little fasting. So no food, no water for a short period of time. Now this is a general recommendation for most healthy animals.
If that fasting doesn't work well for your generally healthy pet, it may be time to see the vet. Here's another common case.
Toxins and abnormal ingestions, and that might be foreign bodies, like my dog ate a sock or my dog ate a toy. The best recommendation is just get to either your clinic or an emergency clinic as fast as possible.
You are much more tolerant than most of the pets out there, huh? Yes.
You may have heard of giving your pet hydrogen peroxide if they ate something they shouldn't have, but Dr. Tauber says that's a bad idea. It can cause even more problems in the long run. Depending on the item, calling the ASPCA poison control line can be a great way to get help. While intervention is important, there is something you should keep in mind.
Especially in the local Portland area, it's a small amount of cases that owners could have intervened and made a giant difference before getting into the hospital setting. However, when we're looking at animals that are in the field training, working dogs or search and rescue dogs, or if you're out on a hiking trail 5 miles down and now you have to hike out, it's in those scenarios that it's extra important for you to have some of that first aid training.
It's called pre-hospital care, and Dr. Tauber says it should always be followed up with an appointment.
I also love teaching. I love giving the tools and the skills to people to do a little bit more, know a little bit more, so then we can work together to make their pet feel better.
I love this story because I am a dog lover. I love all animals, but I love this because as doggy parents or cat parents, there's a lot we could do if we just knew. Just like when we talk about healthcare for older adults, it's just knowing something that you didn't know that could make a difference. I think a lot of times pet parents wait too long when, say, a dog or a cat, their poop doesn't look good or they're throwing up. They really should not.
Pets can't talk.
That's right.
They can't talk, so you have to probably recognize some warning signs. And there's certain things that, because they're loved to, right? They're loved to.
Their
so
family.
recognize if they have labored breathing, that persistent diarrhea or vomiting, or they seem like they're in excruciating pain, or you see a lot of bleeding. That's probably some pretty good warning signs.
First thing I'm going to do is take a first aid class. I love that. I just thought that was so practical and so good. I hope I don't get in trouble for saying this, but my family member's dog's like a human pogo stick, and he jumped up on the table after a dinner party, but everybody was still there, and ate all the butter. Oh my God. But the family knew exactly what to do, which I was marveling at. They knew exactly what to do, and I wouldn't have. So this is kind of like a motivator for me to go ahead and take a pet first aid class, just so I'm better armed.
Yeah, I wish there were.
I have to admit, I have a first aid kit for my dogs in my motorhome because they travel with us. And they're just as important as any other family member. And so I keep a first aid kit because not everything that you use for yourself can you use on an animal, and knowing how to do it. And, you know, you can take a first aid class, but there's also a lot of really good first aid classes online that you can take for animals.